What's going on, YouTube, and welcome back to the Diamond Kingdom. It is the Diamond Lion, and today we are going to be going to the Nether, but not to fight gas or blaze or Nether wart. None of that today. Today we are going to be going to the Nether, and I'm going to be explaining to you guys the Nether Transport System. So maybe asking yourself, the Diamond Line, what are you talking about? What does this have any relevance to me, and why should I use it? And what are you talking about, and why are you talking to yourself, pretending to be me? Well, a couple of reasons. One, I'm crazy. And two, this is a very effective way of traveling in Minecraft. And when you consider that once you start getting animals in your world and you want to bring exotic animals that could be spawning very far away, instead of traveling really, really far distances through really difficult biomes at night and things like that, this Nether transport system could be a saving grace for you. So, we're going to take two coordinates and we're going to figure out how to do this. So, for example, we have our base here. So the base, you're going to go to F3 because you need to have your keyboard control using the F buttons. So if you have F3 utilized, you can see my coordinates right here. It's 235. Well, okay, so you see the first line where it says XYZ. So X is the 235, the Y is 119, and the Z, of course, is negative 59. Now, those same coordinates in the overworld, if you times that by 8, is going to be your coordinates in the overworld. So, hypothetically, let's say there's a location you want to go to in the overworld. Okay? Well, if you divide those coordinates by 8, instead of multiplying by 8, you divide them by 8, and you build a nether portal to that location, it should take you where you want to go. Now, some of you may be asking yourselves, well, the Diamond Line, why would I want to do what you're doing right now, running around and this and that? Now, I would recommend keeping a horse in the Nether transport system. So you keep a horse in here that purely just moves you around. And as long as you have a 2x3 tunnel, you won't, or the horse will not suffocate. But I have not done that yet. But I highly recommend that. Okay, hold on. Oh, I already went. Okay. So this was a area actually not far from the house, but the reason I have this is pretty simple. It's so I could get a camel. Because camels are actually fairly rare. They only spawn once in each village. So it's not like you get 3 or 4 of them in a village and you could breed them and stuff. No, like you need to have multiple desert villages in order to get a group of camels going. So that's kind of difficult to do. And camels are not the quickest animal. They're kind of tough to travel with. So the fact that you could use this system really makes a difference. So let's look at those coordinates again. So you've got X, Y, Z. So you got 494, and we're forgetting the Y because the Y doesn't really matter here. So we're looking right at the Z. Negative 53. So 494, negative 53. Now if you times that by 8, you're going to get the actual coordinates, which is 3947, negative 417. And that's not by accident. That's not by coincidence. That's exactly what it's supposed to do. And yeah, it is kind of cool when you think about the fact that you can travel 8 times the speed So the same distance that you travel in the overworld, you could travel that same speed 8 times faster in the Nether. Which, especially over long distances, is massive. And it's actually to the point where using this system, I found a mushroom biome or a mushroom island, whatever you call that. And I now have mushrooms in the Diamond Kingdom. And there's no way I would have been able to do that had I not had this Nether transport system. It would have been impossible. It would have taken me years off my life to get those mushrooms back to our base. But here we are. I have a bunch of animals I probably shouldn't have because of it. And I'll show you guys a couple of examples. So we've got the 2 mushrooms in here. So I'll be building a farm for them. We've got, well, there were llamas in there. We've got a camel right here. Which, hello there, Mr. Camel. Not today. I didn't mean to wake you up. And another camel right here. So we have 2 camels. We've got mushrooms that I would have never had if I didn't have the Nether transport system. And I've gotten some horses from it and other animals like that. I've gotten bunnies from it, a panda. So this is a very valuable thing, not only for your own travel, but for bringing in animals and things like that. It is very, very valuable. And imagine the amount of railroad tracks it would have costed me. The amount of like building water aqueducts and things like that, how much time that would have taken. We cut that all into fractions by the way we did it. So I definitely recommend it. The Nether transport system is extremely valuable. I highly recommend anybody, once you get to the point where you've gotten to the Nether, it is incredibly important that you use this system. Because I think it's the difference between like regular transport using those mine carts and things like that for really long distances, and like it could really be frustrating. And I think using this system makes it so much easier. Oh, so let's go back to the Nether for a second, just so I could explain something to you guys, because I think this is an important aspect. So, a really important thing to remember. Don't go. Okay, good. A really important thing to remember is go to the ceiling of the Nether. So the Nether ceiling, you want to get there because this is going to prevent, you could basically, it's all, it's just a bunch of rock for like 20 blocks between where my coordinates are now, 121 and 100. It's basically all rock, just like this. So you're not going to have a ton of like mob spawning and things like that, and it makes it way easier to, the hardest part is building a tunnel, but netherrack is really easy to cut with a pickaxe, so it's actually not as bad as you might think. Like I said, it's a safer way to travel. It's a safer way to travel for your horses, for your animals that you're trying to transport, whatever it is. It's way safer because gas will not spawn here. Piglins won't spawn here. Withers won't spawn here. Wither skeleton, whatever they are, blaze, none of that stuff will spawn up here. And I think it's probably one of the most effective ways of transport in the game. And like I said, the key thing to remember, overworld coordinates, if you're trying to find your Nether coordinate, divide it by 8. If you're in the Nether and you have a coordinate and you're trying to get it to match with the overworld, you times it by 8. So 8, dividing by 8 and timesing by 8 are your magic number. 8 is your magic number for the Nether transport system, and that's pretty much it. That's the secret to the Nether transport system. So you guys are going to see a couple videos here where I'm doing like breeding animals like camels and pandas and things like that. And the only way that any of these are really possible is from this Nether transport farm. And the only reason I'm upset about it is because I didn't have it sooner. I wish I had it sooner for the parrots that you're looking at. I wish I had it sooner for some horses. But, hey, it is what it is. I'm glad I have it now. And you guys